Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. In this one I'm going to be talking about a feature that should be added in patch 5.4. Now don't quote me on this, it might not happen, but from all the research I did, I am pretty sure it will come with 5.4. This feature is called Flexible Raids. What is it gonna do? Currently we have 3 raid difficulties. We have Raid Finder, which is the joke one, then we have Normal, which is the middle one, the okay one, and then we have Heroic, which is the hard one. And we have 10 and 25 man variants of those. What flexible raiding is going to do, it's going to add another difficulty that will drop loot somewhere between normal and Raid Finder, and it will not be 10 or 25 man. It should, now take this with a bucket of salt, not a pinch, but bucket of salt. It should adjust its difficulty to how many players you have. I can already see how this can backfire really hard, because I have no clue how are they going to balance this. Just when I first saw it, I was like, okay, sounds kinda cool, right? It's raid night, you are a 10-man guild, 14 people show up. Well, you take 14 people, you go in, right? You do it with 14 people, why the hell not? But then I started thinking about it a bit more. What if you bring only 11 people, one more person, but it's a tank? Suddenly, all the mechanics that force you to bring 2 tanks, you know, boss debuff mechanics, are negated. Because that's why you bring 2 tanks to fights like Duramu. Because he's stacking that nasty debuff on your tank. So you need 2 tanks. But what if you have 3? That mechanic might as well not be there, because you have just 3 guys cycling it around. It's not a big problem. So I'm very curious to see how are they gonna deal with stuff like this, or just, you know, bring one more healer. We're gonna do Lation with 11 people. Let's just bring one more healer to be safe. We have enough DPS. Of course, the DPS requirement will be higher, because I hope the boss will have more HP. Because, you know, 11 people, more damage, more HP. Simple. But it's normal. It's gonna be normal mode. And in normal mode, people don't have to do 100% of their DPS. Most of the time, it's just about executing a tactic. If you can execute a certain tactic, people need to do about 80% of their maximum DPS. And you're just gonna kill the boss anyway. So I am very curious to see how this is gonna turn out. It's a great idea, I'm not sure if they can execute it correctly. The next thing is it's gonna use the Raid Finder loot system, which is the per person loot system. And okay, I don't see any other way how to do it. You know, you have 10 people in 10 man and it drops 2 items. But if you bring 11, it would still have to drop 2 items. And you have more people, so it's like, why? So that's okay, I suppose. But I am still very curious about this. I'll do way more research than I did already, and I'll probably bring you another video. I will try to get onto 5.4 PTR to bring you some coverage of that. I would just love to do that, but we will see. The one big bugbear I have with this is, if you remember at the beginning I said, well, I hope I did, brain dead, it's gonna drop loot with item level somewhere between normal and Raid Finder. There is a big question forming in my head, and it goes like this: why in the hell would we bring 12 people and get worse loot when we can just say, oh, F you guys, we're gonna do 10 man and just get better loot? That's one thing I do not understand. Now hold on a second, me, stop it. I am the future me, which is the future you, and I'm going to tell the people the truth. Actually, what I just found out is this raid difficulty will have a separate lookout from normal and Raid Finder, so you can actually do this raid 3 times a week. So that's pretty good. Moving on. The loot, if it's normal mode, it should drop normal mode loot. Why the hell not? I don't know. It's normal mode. It's normal mode with more people, or less if you're 25 man guild. Why should it drop worse loot? I don't understand. Maybe because they're scared of the actual difficulty not being adjusted correctly, so it's actually gonna be easier than normal mode. So, you know, when something doesn't adjust properly, it's not as obvious as it would in normal mode. But there's still a lot of questions surrounding this. And I would love you to actually leave me comments, send me messages. What do you think about this? I am in two minds. One part of me is like, yeah, you know, I'm probably not gonna use this, so it's not gonna affect me much, so why should I care? But then again, I'm like, this could be a good feature, so I hope they don't break this. I think as an idea it's really good. Again, I think it's a really good idea. I am really afraid that they're not gonna implement it properly. Because even in a game that was designed around this, you know that game, it's called Guild Wars 2. Even in that game, it was designed around, you know, content scaling itself around how many players are actually doing it. And it's still not very good. Some events in Guild Wars 2 are too easy, and some of them are just way too hard. And I'm really curious to see what they do with this. And just leave me comments. Again, comments, you know, messages, everything. I would love to have some sort of a discussion about this topic with you people. And that's it. Thank you a lot for watching and mostly listening this time. And I shall see you in another video. Bye bye.